Remind you that we are produced by Green Alliance, and for those of you who'd like to become a member of Green Alliance, you can go on the greenalliancenv.org and become a member. It talks about all the benefits of being a member of Green Alliance, and we have a lot of great members. So we'll get back to Gene and Victor talking about FIRST Nevada, and we were discussing the different levels, and I think we were up to the FIRST Tech Challenge level. Tell us about that.
Well, FIRST Tech Challenge level is like an intermediate program between the FIRST LEGO League programs, which is totally autonomous program, and the ability to program a robot autonomously and drive it. We play on a competition field of two robots against two robots, and it's a great sporting competition. And then we end up having our winners thing. They learn to think like engineers, they build robots, and they develop strategy. They also get judged on how they have inspired their community, and like this year it's called Relic Recovery. It's going to be a real exciting game. We have our kickoff September 9th at UNLV, where we're going to actually be showing the new game, because every year the game is new, so the kids have to learn new skills to do it.
Well, that's important too. I had the distinct pleasure of watching one of those games on the YouTube video. Pretty exciting. I was amazed at all the moving parts, if you will, and all the moving people, and how many people are involved, and what's going on with these robots. The one I was watching, they were shooting baskets. And I was like, first off, I was amazed you could build a robot to do that. Secondly, the kids that are controlling these robots to do this, it's incredible to watch the competition. Tell our listeners about that and how they can get it to take a look at your YouTube videos.
Oh, absolutely. So if you go on youtube.com and you just search FIRST Robotics Competition or FIRST Tech Challenge, I would do that and the World Championships. Go ahead and look at the best videos, the best of the best. We do have Nevada teams that end up usually almost every year at the World Championships. They do great work. So just FIRST Robotics Competition, World Championships, YouTube, and you will see some of the biggest robots. These are 120 pounds, sometimes 5 foot tall, metal, steel robots at the FIRST Robotics Competition level that these kids are designing from the ground up. All they get in parts is a motherboard and a gearbox, and that's about it. Everything else they are putting together themselves.
So they have to come up with it.
Absolutely.
All the different pieces and what they're going to use for frames,
and how
wheels,
they decide
everything.
to do it.
Yeah, because what happens each year, they announce a new game, both in the FIRST Robotic Competition and the FIRST Tech Challenge. They just announce the new games, and then the first thing that young people have to do is learn how to strategize and design and build to accomplish the task.
Absolutely. At the FIRST Robotics Competition level, so that's the high school level, the flagship of the program where FIRST Hall started, those kids are basically running a business. It is not just the robot, it is not just programming or electrical. They also need to be able to market that robot. They need to be able to go out into the community and tell other people what it is, and kind of give elevator pitches.
How do they pay for this?
Fundraising.
Absolutely.
That's where I thought you were probably headed there with the kids have to go out to the community and promote their robots so that they can get the funds to build their robots.
Everything from we had a rice cook-off last year. We were making burgers another day. They've run fireworks stands, whatever they can do to make this. A typical budget is between $10,000 to $15,000 at the FIRST Robotics Competition level. Our team was bare bones last year. We had a $6,000 budget, and we somehow made it work. But usually all the mentors, the teachers, I've seen teachers pour in their salaries into these kids because it's that important and they can do great things.
So from a contribution standpoint, if you will, who are your contributors top to bottom?
We have great sponsors. One of our major contributors, Switch. And if you go on our website, you can see all of our contributors.
FirstNevada.org.
FirstNevada.org. So it's First, F-I-R-S-T, Nevada.org. And we have a whole run of banner on our sponsors. We have Best Buy. We have, like I said, Switch is one of our major sponsors.
We had one of my students, his father owns Murillo Upholstery here in the Valley, and he actually got our bumpers all upholstered, and we had some of the best looking bumpers on the field from him. And so it's not really even the monetary contribution that's the big thing. Money pays for the robot, and that helps, and we can get some better parts, sure. But what matters more than that is whenever you can donate your time. If there are companies out there, people out there who want and can donate their time, and that's everything from somebody who's an English major who can write who knows how to write proposals, who can teach these kids how to write, all the way to somebody who's an electrical mechanical engineer who knows how these robots get put together. If you can donate your time, that is so much more valuable to these kids than any paycheck or any check that you could write them.
Well, talking earlier, it sounds like the people in the trades could volunteer as well to teach the children how to weld or to wire or to cut metal or fabrication. There's a lot of different skill sets that goes into building this robot and designing the robot. So from as well as the donations, could be money or materials or time.
Or also in kind. We have a number of wonderful sponsors, you know, like Best Buy and Cox, National Security Technology, Circus Delay, Solar Tech. But in addition to those sponsors, we also have a number of sponsors who give us in-kind donations. Because if you help us publish our program or help us do any of the things that we need to do, that's also very, very greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
So it could be advertising or newsprint. Well, I was reading a list of some of the technologies involved here. Internet-connected devices on mobile phones, home and car battery systems, photovoltaic solar cells, multiple sensors, cameras, voice recognition systems, computer processor chips, transmitters, motors, actuators, navigation devices, touchscreen, video display, and of course, you can't do any of this without the software. And I heard you talking earlier about children, young children, beginning their programming on a little device. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, all of our programs require kids to code and program. So they learn how to build a small robot and make it move, and they put sensors on it so they can make it stop or smell the roses, as we say.
Nice. And at what age and what type of a robot are they learning on? What's their first
The K
task?
through 4th grade is called a We Do 2.0 kit, and it is a great little kit. There's a home version available also, but
That's a Lego kit, right?
that's a Lego kit, and they actually we could run it on an iPad or a Kindle unit, and they can just program it and code it.
Absolutely.
It's
And
great
so
fun.
these are kindergartners, first graders coding. Which sounds kind of crazy. The way that they're doing it is kind of through pictures. So they can see, hey, this is how we're going to turn the robot on, and then they kind of grab another little picture that says we want to make the robot move. And so while they're not doing the hard coding, the actual letters, if, and, then, while statements, for those of you guys who are programmers listening, they are doing it by pictures. And so what's more important is that they're learning the logic of programming. They're learning the logic of how they're going to do it in the future, so that once they get to my level at the high school, they already have the logic down. I just have to teach them the words to put into the computer to make the robots do the exact same thing that they've been doing since they were kindergarten.
And at the high school and the middle school level, they do Java programming and C+. And
Absolutely, yes. We either program in Java or C++, which is going to set them up for the job market. At the end of the day, that's what they're going to be using in their companies, in their universities, education, that is going to make the next greatest iPhone or Tesla electric vehicle, all of which requires programming.
Interesting. So a lot of different skill sets, educational levels, academic opportunities here for First Nevada. We've covered the 3 of these different levels. In the competition standpoint, tell us about how competitive are we here in Nevada, the U.S., nationally? Who are the winners? Who are the losers?
well, we do have bragging rights. Actually, last year, the very, very top award of the flagship program is called the Chairman Award. And
Hold that thought. We're going to come right back after this break and talk some more about this. And we were talking about competition on First Nevada here on Shades of Green, KDWN 720.